The soldiers have left. I could just see this. The leadership of the Taliban standing there. Somebody walking up. Sir, the soldiers have left Afghanistan. He goes, what? The soldiers have left. And they've left all of their citizens behind. And they've left $83 billion worth of equipment behind, including brand new Apache helicopters, thousands of Humvee vehicles with armor guard, equipment that nobody has ever even seen before. It was so sophisticated and good. So can you imagine these guys, Abdul and his friends, sitting there, that the United States soldiers, our military, has left. They walked in. They walked in, and they took everything. It's crazy. It's crazy. I've never seen anything so stupid in my life. Somebody said, "Don't say it, sir. It's not good." I asked yesterday, I was with a group of people, and there was a 5-year-old child. And I explained the situation to the 5-year-old child. They said, "No, you shouldn't do that, sir, because the press won't like it." I said, "That's okay. I don't mind. The press doesn't like anything I do. They actually do like it, but they'll never say it, okay?" But I asked the child, "So what would you do after describing? Would you leave the military until everything's out, including the civilians and all of that incredible military equipment? Or would you have the military go out first?" "Sir, I'd leave the military in." He was 5. He said, "I'd leave the military in. Get everything out first." I said, "Thank you very much." But they didn't want me to tell that story. They thought it was not an appropriate story, but it's true. This was a 5-year-old kid, 5 or 6-year-old kid. And this is what we're stuck with. But when Biden took office, he foolishly tore up our really good plan. Again, not a plan, it's conditions. We do this, we do this, we do this. If you don't do these things, we're not going to do it. And then we start dropping bombs all over the place. And they say, "You know what? We're going to do it. We've decided to do it." The issue here is not about whether to leave Afghanistan. The issue is Joe Biden's staggering incompetence and gross negligence. He doesn't know where the hell he is. You think he's running the government? He's not running the government. Creating the greatest strategic humiliation that we've ever seen as a country, and it was something that we should have stopped, and the general should have done something. They should have done something. They should have talked to him and said, "Look, Commander-in-Chief," but you just couldn't have done that. If he had if he just moved the people out, he should have done it, and he should have done it first. He had to have done it first. You know, sometimes in life, decisions are made. And when those decisions are made, if they're bad decisions, you've got to get away from them. And you've got to get away from them fast. And if you don't get away from them, you're not going to have a country anymore. With a Republican Congress, we will fight for more jobs for American families, fair trade for American workers, and we've done more on trade deals than any other administration in the history of our country, including the China deal, which I don't even talk about anymore because of COVID, but the China deal has made our farmers rich. Our farmers and manufacturers have never done better. And more American factories forging more products stamped with that very beautiful phrase, "Made in the USA." So in conclusion, our movement is up against some of the most sinister forces and entrenched interests that anyone can even imagine. But no matter how big our way of life, no matter how big our country or how powerful they may seem, you must never forget this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. This is your home. This is your heritage. And our magnificent American liberty is your God-given right. The citizens of the United States of America will not be dictated to and talked down to by incompetent politicians, corrupt tyrants, left-wing bullies, or socialist bureaucrats in Washington, D.C., a place that I got to know very, very well. We are descended from the heroes and the patriots, the pioneers and the legends who tamed the great wilderness, who settled this vast continent, and who laid down the railroads, raised up the skyscrapers, and poured out their blood, sweat, and tears to build this country into the greatest nation in the history of the world, and we are not going to let it be taken away from us under any circumstances. Our ancestors crushed fascism. Beneath the weight of American tanks, they toppled communism by the strength of American culture, and now we will defeat woke radicalism and a continuation of communism, because that's what this is heading for. We will defeat it with the sheer power of American pride and American brain. Our leaders may not believe in the destiny of America. They may not believe in the destiny of America. I really don't believe in many ways they love our country, but we do, and we are not going to let anybody take that love away. We know that there is no mountain we cannot climb, there is no summit we cannot reach, and there is no challenge we cannot meet. We are Americans, and the future belongs to us. We are going to have a great future. We are going to turn this mess around. This is a horrible thing that's happening to our country. We're laughed at all over the world. We're not going to be laughed at anymore. This is a horrible, horrible thing, and it's going to go on for a while, but we've got to end it. We cannot let this happen. They're destroying our country. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down. We will never, ever surrender. My fellow Americans, our movement is far from over. In fact, our fight has only just begun. And it's probably the greatest movement in the history of our world. It's probably this movement, call it Make America Great Again, call it America First, call it what you will. I believe it's the greatest movement probably in the history of the world. And it's just starting. It's just starting. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. So with love of our nation swelling in our hearts, and it does swell in your hearts. That's why you're standing here in the rain listening to this person. You're saying, darling, it's raining. Let's go home. But nobody is leaving all the way back. Hundreds and like football fields behind. Football fields. Darling, it's raining. But they say, we're not going home because we love our country. But it's swelling in our hearts. The spirit of America is stirring our souls. And I say these words to you, and you've heard these words before, in some cases, many times before. We will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America, despite what you're seeing today, so sad and so pathetic, we will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And you know what it is. We will make America great again. Thank you, Alabama. God bless you all.